Hey all, good morning and welcome to Share Trek. This is Raj here. I hope you are having a great week so far. As I start this recording around 7 a.m. this morning, all the three indices are slightly bearish. And we have a slew of major earnings this week, and today is the start of those earnings. So let's see what is happening, and let's get started with our morning show. Welcome back, friends. GM did well in Q3, but have cautioned about headwinds going forward, while Coca-Cola bet expectations and raised the full-year outlook. Coincidentally, perhaps, Morgan Stanley cut Tesla target price, warning of unexpected headwinds. Also, JetBlue results seem to show that all is well in the aviation industry presently and going forward. So it's a confusing data set out there. Some companies saying there are going to be headwinds, and other companies saying everything is looking good going forward. So one doesn't know what's going to happen out there. But today we have UPS and 3M reporting before open. I have not covered them yet. And after close, we have Microsoft, Alphabet, Visa, and other notables to report. So this means that if we get into the greens today, tomorrow it can be reinforced if these companies, these major companies reporting after the market close, declare not only good Q3 results, but also a better outlook ahead. But wham, doesn't that mean the Fed is going to get more confident raising interest rates? Will that not push down the markets? So what about the multiple companies and analysts that are talking about headwinds? Are they right? Or are those companies right which are saying everything looks great going forward, like Coca-Cola and JetBlue? What do you guys think? Am I the only one confused? Please put your response in the comments and let us see what the community thinks. I don't envy the Fed's job. It's really difficult, and hope they take the right decisions. That said, let's take a look at the pre-market action. Well, friends, here we are in the TradingView platform looking at the NASDAQ futures chart, and quite like what we anticipated, we are following this bear rally or a bull run within bull channel within a bear channel. It gets confusing what term to use out here, but as you can see, all these candles are one-day candles, and I'm just going to change the aspect ratio so that you can see the overall perspective. So this is the massive bear channel in which we have been traveling for quite a while now. And we had some, I'm just going to push this behind so that it looks decent, doesn't confuse us anymore. I'm going to take out all these extra lines out here so that you can see clearly what is happening. Okay, so what we are watching out here is that we kept coming down in this bear channel after having a massive bear rally. We started coming down massively, and we touched this diagonal line of support out here, and then we bounced back. And when we bounced back, we are out of this diagonal line of resistance. So now it has become a line of support for us. Now, there are a few things that could happen. We could go along with this diagonal line of support, which has got 1 and 2 touch points out here. And this could lead us into a potential bear channel and get us out of this entire huge bear channel. Or after reaching the resistance out here, just like what happened on 16th of Tuesday, we could fall down again. So those are the possibilities out there. And yet another possibility is that we might come all the way down here and then bounce back up again. So multiple possibilities are out there, and we'll have to watch what happens. Nobody knows for sure, and if anybody says they know what's going to happen, I'm pretty sure that they're just lying. That's all I can say. Our MACD is bullish out here, and the momentum is above average, but it's flat. And pre-market we are down minus 0.02, so it's neither here nor there. So I will not assume that NASDAQ futures are indicating anything to us. Next, let us look at US oil. US oil has broken out of this bear channel that we had before, and now this particular line of resistance will end up being a line of support, and we are forming some kind of a bull channel out here. We should just tentatively check that out. So we have these, we'll draw this line here to connect the lower lows here and the lower low here. It has got at least 3 touch points, so this seems to be some kind of a valid possibility. We'll check this out going forward, and since it's on a downward trend, I suppose that if we have a wedge out here with this horizontal line of resistance at 86.33, and this line of support, this green line of support being at the bottom, then we are going to have a decision for oil somewhere in the next week or so. Either it's going to go up or it's going to go down. And I'm thinking that it's most likely to go up, because at that time will be post-election, and the reserves, the oil reserves may not be released further, most probably. And then the OPEC would start doing its production cuts, and it's likely to push up. We'll see what happens. But the price of oil, as it keeps on coming down, is good for inflation. And when inflation goes down, then the Fed is likely to become more dovish in the fear of recession. So that can push the stock market up. So ideally, we want to see the oil prices coming down, but I don't think that's going to happen. But we can be pleasantly surprised. Let's look at that. QQQ was up 1.10% yesterday, and today pre-market we are at 278.66, which is around 0.08% above where it ended yesterday. So it's not a resounding bullishness, but when I started this video, as I mentioned, guys, it was all mildly bearish. So I would take that the direction is changing towards bullishness. We have resistance at 278.43, which we seem to have crossed right now, but I won't mark it right now. Our next resistance is going to be 282.10. MACD is bullish and momentum is above average. So I think that today we'll see a lot of greens in the morning. It also depends on the results that are likely to come at the end of the day. And let us look at S&P 500. S&P 500 was up 1.22% yesterday, and today pre-market it's down minus 0.18%. And we have resistance out here at 376.38, which was yesterday converted into a support. So that's a good step forward for us. And our next resistance is going to be at 381.55 with 376.38 acting as the first level of support. After that, we have support at 369.94. MACD is bullish, momentum is above average. So I am seeing green opening in the morning. Let's hope that it happens. Russell Index was up 0.43% yesterday, and today pre-market it's down minus 0.09%. We continue to have a support at 172.14. MACD is bullish and momentum is still trying to break above the 50. If it was above 50, I'd be really confident that it can be positive. Let's look at Dow Jones Industrial Average. It was up 1.34% yesterday. It's down minus 0.37% this morning in pre-market action. Our resistance at 312.49 was yesterday converted into a support. And we have a resistance at 316.20, which is definitely going to stop us today. But we also have a resistance, which is the 100-day simple moving average, which is this thick blue line at 314.33. That's also going to be a resistance for us today. Right now, we are at 313.88. With that said, I think if I look at the overall situation, NASDAQ seems to be positive pre-market, S&P is negative pre-market, IWM Russell is negative pre-market, and Dow Jones is negative pre-market. Let us see what VIX is saying. VIX is flat at this point of time, and yet to make up its mind, we have the small candle here, which is a green candle, which means we started lower and we were raising up. So I think VIX has not made up its mind as yet. Let us look at the dollar index. Dollar index is down below the diagonal line of support of the previous bull channel. So I'm going to mark this red to show that it's going to be a resistance going forward. We are still under the resistance, and we are also getting resistance from the 10-day simple moving average, which is a thick yellow line out here, and it's sitting at 13,455.13. And right now we are at 13,432.58, down 0.04%. So if I take the sum of what's happening out here, most of the indices are pointing towards a bearish open. The VIX is positive, so it's slightly pointing to a bearish open. And US dollar index is showing a bullish open. So if we take US dollar index and NASDAQ together, I think we can say that we're going to have a positive opening, especially because all the other indices were much more bearish when I saw them at the start of this video at 7 o'clock. So they have tended towards being less bearish. So overall, I think we'll have a green open, and later on what happens will depend on the results that come in or the anticipation of results that will come in towards the end of the day. That said, let's go and have a look at the index movers. Microsoft is up 0.34% pre-market, has converted a resistance of 245.15 into a support, and we have a resistance for Microsoft at 249.86, and pre-market it's up 0.30%. So Microsoft is going to help the index today. Apple was up 1.48% yesterday, even though in the pre-market yesterday it was negative, but today pre-market it's negative again. So I'm thinking that we are going to have a resistance at the 100-day simple moving average, which is this thick green line, which is at 151.22. I think that Apple will definitely support the markets today. Amazon, which was up 0.42% yesterday, is down minus 0.23% this morning, and we still continue to have support at 118.62, and we have a resistance at 122.46. MACD is bullish and momentum is above average. Oh, I forgot to look at the MACD for Apple. This is the reason why I think it's going to be positive today, because MACD is bullish and momentum is above average and still pointed upwards. And if you look at Google, Google was up 1.47% yesterday and it's up 0.27% pre-market. We still have a resistance at 103.81, which I think we are going to challenge today. Our support is also at the 10-day simple moving average, which is at 100.07. Our MACD is bullish and the momentum is above average. So I think all the index movers are likely to support us today. Therefore, overall, I think we'll open green and we'll have some support to keep green for at least up to 10 o'clock or 10:30. After that, what happens is something I can't guess right now. Commodities look slightly stronger, with wheat at with wheat being up 0.17%. That's not good for inflation, but it's kind of consolidating. I hope it comes back and tests this support out here of the 100-day and of the 10-day and the 50-day simple moving average. Copper is down 1.78%. It is still within the wedge or pennant, and we'll see what happens out here. I'm thinking that copper has a tendency to break up above this line of resistance for the pennant. I'm going to mark it red. So that's what I think is going to happen. MACD is just on top of the signal line and the momentum is below average. There is a little bit more of sideways movement for copper. It's continuing to consolidate before moving up, in my opinion. Genomics, I'm going to just sort this out. So we have the biggest winner on the top. We have Verve, which has done very well yesterday at 5.16% gain, and we continue to have a resistance at the 50-day simple moving average, which is this thick orange line, which is sitting at 35.68, and our support is going to be the 10-day simple moving average, which is sitting at 31.90. Our MACD is bullish, and our momentum is not yet gone above 50%. So I hope that if entire market sentiment is positive, Verve will have a little more greens today. Teladoc was up 2.50%. Yesterday, pre-market, it's flat. It continues to have a support at 23.16 and a resistance at 28.04. IMTX was up 2.26% yesterday. Pre-market, there are no trades. Illumina was up 0.25% yesterday. Pre-market, there are no trades. ARCG was down minus 0.51% yesterday. Pre-market, there are no trades. CRISPR Therapeutics was down minus 0.87% yesterday. Pre-market, no trades. And as you can see, CRISPR is becoming very, very weak. I think CRISPR is now in a bear channel out here. It's a new bear channel. I'll draw the bear channel like this out here, and it's continuing to fall, and we are already at the 30% level. I am expecting a bounce back anytime soon for CRISPR Therapeutics. It's not such a bad company that it has to lose so much. So I'm thinking that it's going to bounce back because it has reached the bottom out here. Let us zoom out and see how low it could possibly go. I'm going to draw a line out here, which is going to track the bottom here. So it can go all the way down to 26.25. Right now it's at 30% on the momentum scale or RSI scale out here. So I think that there could be a little more losses, but we are likely to bounce off from here. I don't see us traveling the entire bear line out here. That's my opinion based on the technicals that I'm seeing and my understanding of technicals. Let's look at Caribou Biosciences, which was down minus 1.87% yesterday, but no trades pre-market today. And we have this line of resistance at 9.37, which has been converted into support yesterday, which is a positive point for Caribou Biosciences. And again, I made a video yesterday or day before. I think the days melt into one for me. So recently I made a video on Caribou Biosciences noting how its CB010 has done really good in the antler test, and it's very, very promising. And Caribou has enough cash runway, so I think it has got to bounce up again, and it has to face resistance at 10.04 and break through beyond that. So I think there is more upside for Caribou. Editas was down 3.02% yesterday, and today pre-market it's down minus 0.70, and Allogene was down minus 3.08% yesterday, and today pre-market there are no trades for Allogene. Intelia was down 3.09% yesterday pre-market. There are no trades for Intelia, and we have converted this resistance that we had here, the support that we had here at around 49.86 into a minor resistance because we have fallen down below this. Our next support is 43.64. The DNA was down 3.11% yesterday, and it's down another 0.80%. This morning we continue to have support at 2.33, and I'm definitely planning to buy some at around 2.33 today. Beam was down 3.14% yesterday, no trades pre-market. SQZ Biotech was down 3.16% yesterday, no trades pre-market. PSCB was down 3.22% yesterday, and pre-market it's up 0.66%. We continue to have support at 7.06, and we continue to have resistance which is at 10.37. And if you look at Bluebird was down 3.51% yesterday, and again today pre-market it's up 1.56%. We have very, very strong support here with the 200-day simple moving average and the 100-day simple moving average converging at around 5.42 to 5.44. So that's going to be our ultimate support. And we have a momentum which is very weak, and we have MACD which is bearish. Understandably, investors are still looking for some guidance from Bluebird on how they're going to commercialize Zynteglo and Skysona. Given that they have limited cash on their balance sheet, we have to hear something from Bluebird soon. And we don't have anything here. Let me just move around and come back again, because there's a bug in this system which doesn't give the news immediately. So Bluebird, October 4 was the last that we heard from Bluebird about their tie-up with real endpoints. I made a video on that. After that, there is nothing yet, and that's the reason why Bluebird is being punished. But people are still having some hopes. I'm going to draw a line here, a line of support. Or rather, I would pull this line out from here. Sorry, drop this. Take a line of support, fresh line of support from here, and draw this around. So this is going to be a new line of support. If we stay above this today, I'm thinking that it will be good for Bluebird. But if we break down below this, then we have support from the twin simple moving averages out here, as I explained before. Invitae was down 3.72% yesterday, and it's down again 2.42% today. And if you look at Invitae, it's facing severe resistance out here at 2.15, not only from the horizontal line of resistance. I'm going to make this a little thick in case you don't see it in your smaller device, but also from the 10-day simple moving average, which is this thick yellow line, which is at 2.17. So that's where we have a severe resistance for Invitae. Invitae has to break through that to make any progress. And meanwhile, we still have support at 1.86. If we go anywhere closer to 1.86, I'm definitely buying a little bit of Invitae, knowing that it's going to swing back up again. It's going to be my swing trade. MACD is bearish, and momentum is also below average, so it's looking very weak. But it needs to bounce off this horizontal line of support at 1.86. I'm looking forward to that. With that said, my friends, I'd like to bring this video to an end, and I hope you have a great day in the markets today. And again, needless to say, if you liked this video, please do not hesitate to press a like out there. It's just a matter of moving your mouse and clicking it. It's a very simple thing, but it matters a lot to the channel and to me. And also, if you have not yet subscribed, please subscribe and join our community and help me grow this channel. Thanks and have a great day. Bye for now.